Rai, are they people that you look towards in a way of seeing?
These people I interact with, and I am very, very, just as any other Indian, Asian, we're all very proud of the impact they have made on the global audience in terms of the awareness, the appreciation, and the fact that every time their cinema has brought the kind of audience that it has towards them, it has made, interestingly, people more aware of the fact that they are Indian. For some reason, there's that constant mention of the fact that these are Indian directors by origin. And that's something that is an interesting phenomenon.
Does it bother you in a way?
No, I just find that very interesting, that is definitely marked. That's definitely an eyeball. It's something that definitely draws attention, which I find interesting.
If you look at films from India that are crossed over, there really are very, very few, and a lot of people point to Monsoon Wedding. Do you think that is the biggest film in terms of Indian film to cross over? It
was an interesting look into what I guess the West has definitely been constantly curious about, probably excited about on one level. They marvel at our weddings, because that's something I have experienced first person in conversation in my interactions, where our weddings are a big topic. So that was definitely an insight, and of course the fact that she made it in such a real interesting way. She said such an interesting story through what the world identifies with our culture, our weddings. So that was definitely something that got its attention, and it deserved it. It definitely earned it.
You are incredibly well known. I imagine fairly recently you could have gone to, say, New York or Los Angeles and stepped off the plane and no one would really recognize you, whereas here in India you're a kind of major superstar. What did that feel like? Wasn't it a bit weird going from one
undermine the
continent
Indian population world over, bro? You have no idea. We are everywhere. So getting off a plane and go unrecognized would be a dream. But it doesn't happen.
Did it happen at one time, though?
When I wasn't in this medium, maybe. Obviously, because I was a regular student. But no, once you're here, there are Indians, there are Asians everywhere. And that's another, that was interesting for me too to discover, where there are so many people from different parts of Asia who give, who obviously are an incredible audience to our films. Or you have people from Singapore, from Malaysia, from the East, from Japan. I was amazed at the amount of people from Japan who know our cinema. So there are people from different parts, from Israel, from Algiers. This time when I went to Tunisia, there were so many people there who knew our movies, from Egypt, from Russia. So it isn't what we probably, or probably you probably look at it as, and I'm saying we because I too, I'm growing more aware only with my own personal experience. As you travel, you realize how many people are aware of our film. Probably because they have neighbors who are Indians, they've got people in their social circle who are Indians, and they probably introduce their culture through cinema to their friends. So there are a lot of people who are extremely aware. And now ever since Devdas went to Cannes, from around that point in time, the French are aware. I mean, people knew Devdas. Actually, when I went to do a commercial for L'Oreal, this ad filmmaker actually turned around and called me Paro, and I was like, it was just incredible to hear somebody actually talk about a character in a film. This time when I was shooting in Slovakia, there are people there who knew about Bride and Prejudice, because they'd seen the German version, they'd seen the Italian version. So that's why I keep saying the world is getting smaller, and I only have experience to validate that.
Finally, this is a very, very exciting time for India in terms of moving forward, particularly in the film industry. There seems to be a lot of optimism. When you look back at this era in the future, how do you want you to fit into it? How do you want to associate yourself with it?
Someone who happily and in all sincerity contributed to this movement.
Well, Aishwarya Rai, thank you very much indeed for talking to me on Hardtalk Extra. It's been a real pleasure.
Absolute pleasure.